Welcome back to the Game Smash Podcast. As always, I'm your host, William Liberty, and with me is...
Fawaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And today, we got some stuff. We got some stuff to talk about in 2016. We got Assassin's Creed taking a break in 2016. We got the Half-Life writer leaving Valve. We got Left 4 Dead 3 rumored for 2017. We've got a bunch of Doom details. We got Battleborn Trevor Gult announced. Twilight Princess HD news. Odin Sphere coming June 7th, 2016. And yeah, that's pretty much what we got. But let's talk about what we played this week. So I'm going through the giant list of games that I bought over the holidays. So I played more Splatoon, but instead of playing the multiplayer, I played a bunch of the single player. And the single player is actually kind of interesting because it's split into like small little levels that can be completed in like about maybe 5 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
But I feel like it's designed in a way that it's like, oh, maybe I could try and beat this level in like, you know, a really, like, almost like you could speed run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like the single player is designed in a way that speed running is, it's built in mind for that. And I actually really enjoyed it because I felt like, oh, I'm such a badass. I'm like, you know, twitch shooting the enemies, jumping from like place to place. There's some really creative platforming in the game. The only thing that kind of sucks is that I played for like about, I think, 2 hours, and I think I'm about halfway through the single player. So it's not that long, which kind of sucks. But
I mean, a 4-hour campaign for a competitive multiplayer shooter is about par for the course, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. I'm glad that it's there. I just wish I had more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's
I
there's also some really creative boss battles. In the single player, which I really, really enjoyed. And then I went through and I played Her Story. And that's also another game that you can complete in like a couple hours or so. It's really interesting. Sometimes it takes a little while to get used to like typing in the words. Because I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Fawaz, but that was the game where you have to type in words and look at clips.
Yeah.
Although there were some really funny moments where I decided sometimes you want to take shots in the dark in the game. You just type in random words and see what you get. So I typed in just fuck, and it gave me a clip of her spilling coffee on her shirt. And I was like, oh, and I got an achievement for that.
That's funny.
I was really happy about that. And it's a really interesting game. And there are a lot of clips though. I think I played about, I want to say 3 hours, and there is an ending to the game. I played for about 3 hours, and I saw about 50% of the clips.
Okay.
So if you were to watch every single clip, and starting to find some of the really hard to find ones, you have to get really specific. So if you want to be a completionist, that game will probably last you at least 5 hours or so.
A whole 5 hours.
A whole 5 hours. But bear in mind, I paid like $3 for it.
I know.
Yeah. But I would be like, no. I would totally agree with you. If this game was like $10, I would be like, this is not worth $10. Like, it's an interesting idea, but it's not worth $10. But yeah, no, I still enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's what I played this week. What about you, Fawaz?
Well, I played Guilty Gear this week. Yeah, I took a bit of a, because I was away for the holidays. Mm-hmm. I took a bit of a break, and I got back and I started practicing Elfelt again, trying to learn some of her more complex combos and stuff. And I after that I made some progress in that regard. I'm actually going, after we finish recording this podcast, I'm going out to the weekly stuff to see how well what I've practiced translated over. Yeah, but primarily just been playing Guilty Gear, trying to take that next step with Elfelt, and I'm thinking about picking up a new character, but my because learning a character in this game is it takes time, right? Mm-hmm. So the goal I've set for myself is if I can hit that combo that I've been practicing, if I can hit it in a real match, relatively consistently because you'll always drop combos. So yeah, if I can hit it in a real match, then I'll start learning Chip, who's the ninja guy.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, he's a really interesting character because he's got like I think the most special moves of any character in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of special moves. He's got like a lot of mobility. He's really fast. He's got a teleport, but he has the lowest health by like a wide margin. Well, not by a wide margin, but he has the lowest health in the game. And so to go from playing Potemkin, who had the highest health in the game, to playing Elfelt, who was a solid character, especially because like in fighting games, women usually have lower health than their health is usually on the lower end of the spectrum. So our health was really high, all things considered.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really odd thing now I think about it. Because I know what you mean because I was playing Persona Ultimax and I noticed that a lot of the female cast had lower health bars, especially Naoto.
Yeah.
Her health bar was super, but her character moves list was built for that to be like glass cannon, considering that she has combos that can literally just insta kill people. So
yeah, it's mainly because a lot of female characters, and we got into this a little bit when Armika was revealed, but a lot of female characters are petite, like the design of the character is petite.
So the hitbox.
So yeah, the lower health ties into them being smaller characters. But then Armika, for example, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure her health is going to be on the higher end of the spectrum. She-Hulk, Tron, there's not a lot of them, but
I would be really surprised if She-Hulk didn't have a lot of health. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there aren't a lot of them, but there are a few exceptions. But yeah, just because in general, whenever they're designing a female character, they usually make them petite, and then they make them small, they make them fast, and then to, balance that out, they usually have either average or below average health. So Elfhold is actually an exception, because she's got like average health, and she might have the most health of any female character in the game. I don't know the exact numbers. But yeah, to go from those two to playing Chip is going to require some getting used to. One of my friends, he actually showed me this video of Chip just dying, getting hit once and dying. I was like, wow, that video is really funny now, but I don't think it'll be so funny when I actually start playing Chip. But
it's funny to laugh when you don't main that character.
Yeah. But then,
and then when you start maining, you're like, oh no. Oh.
Yeah, when you're on the receiving end of an 80% insta-stun combo, it's not as funny. But yeah, that's what I was playing this week.
All right, good stuff. So let's get into some news. All right, so Assassin's Creed. It's taking a break. In 2016, so you're not going to see a big budget Assassin's Creed in 2016. You're probably going to see, though, the smaller budget ones like India and Russia will most likely come out this year.
India came out this week, actually.
It did? I thought Asia came out.
No. Asia came out last year, Tanner. For God's sake.
No, I knew Asia came out, but I didn't know if India was out yet or not.
India's out.
I haven't exactly.
Wait, no. China came out last year. India is in Asia, like geography.
Oh, okay. No, that was what I was thinking. God, am I... Okay, we're just going to back this up. We're going back in time and pretend this flub never happened. Okay, here we go. So... China came out, and we're waiting for India and Russia to come out. Nailed it. See? Nothing happened.
Yes, exactly what Tyler just said. Yeah, we're waiting. China came out last year. India came out this week, and we're waiting on Russia. But the reception for China was...
kind of mixed.
Was mixed, and the reception for India so far has been bad. So yeah, I've kind of lost all interest in this whole Assassin's Creed Chronicles thing. But just as an aside, before you finish what you're saying, this is still just a rumor. It's not officially confirmed yet, but a lot of websites have been reporting that Ubisoft are planning on taking the year up. So please continue.
But honestly, I think this is probably a good thing because I never really liked the idea of Assassin's Creed being annual. Like, there always being like an Assassin's Creed every single year, kind of like, how there was a Call of Duty every single year.
Yeah.
Like, I never really liked that, because when you think about it, back in the day, like, Assassin's Creed was a relatively creative idea when it came out, and that's why a lot of people jumped on board.
Yeah.
I will admit, like, I mean, my relationship with Assassin's Creed was like, I really liked 2 in particular because 1 had a lot of problems and 2 just felt more expansive and interesting. And then and then I played a little bit of 3 and didn't finish 3 because it was a lot like 2, and then it felt like, yeah, this is becoming a bit like Call of Duty where it's like nothing's really changing. So who knows? Maybe this extra year will, get the creative juices flowing, and we maybe see some new mechanics enter the fray. I mean, even though like it seems like a lot of people really did enjoy Syndicate a lot.
Yeah.
Like people in particular were talking about how the grappling hook in that game, kind of very similar to Batman's grappling hook, allowing you to skip having to climb every single building, was a very, very smart feature to add to that game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think this is overall a pretty good thing, if it's true.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Just to add to that, also part of the rumor is that it'll be returning in 2017, obviously, with an Egyptian-themed game currently known as Assassin's Creed Empire. Yeah, so needless to say, I hope this rumor is true for a number of reasons. One, I completely agree. Like, Assassin's Creed, well, first of all, I don't like any annualized releases, even sports games. I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, just hearing that they're gonna take a year off, it sounds like a good idea to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, a game set in Egypt would be really, really cool. I mean, obviously, I lean more towards ancient Egypt, but any kind of Egypt, to be completely honest, it's such a cool setting that is woefully underrepresented in video games.
Yeah, I can't really think of many games that use an Egypt setting.
Unreal Championship 2, the Leandri conflict, if I'm, say the official name.
Eternal Darkness has a...
Yeah, Eternal Darkness, Unreal Championship 2. Yeah, not a lot. Egypt has not been...
has not got a lot of play.
No, it hasn't got a lot of play, which is really
We gotta push Egypt.
You gotta push Egypt.
Yeah.
Seriously, like it's such a cool setting for any kind of video game. Like Unreal Championship was set in the future, and they used a futuristic representation of Egypt, and it still rocked. So yeah man, like anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is still a rumor, so I'm not gonna get too excited about it. But yeah, taking a year off definitely seems like a good idea for Assassin's Creed because it goes with. I really don't need to get into that.
No. I know it's very simple. Like our thoughts on it is just like, no, this is good. It's good that they're taking a little bit extra time to come with a new idea. That's really all we got to say about it.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So, speaking of stuff that's not we're not going to see for a really, really long time. So one of the Half-Life writers who wrote or was I think it was either a co-writer for Half-Life 1 and 2, he has officially left Valve. The chances of Half-Life 3 coming out are becoming slimmer and slimmer. Ugh.
Yeah, so I mean, just for clarity's sake, the Half-Life existed before this guy came on Valve.
Yeah.
So the game isn't dead just because he's left. But obviously, this is not good news for all those people out there waiting for Half-Life 2 Episode 3 and Half-Life 3. Overall, my feelings for this are indifference because I never played Half-Life 2 and I didn't really like Half-Life 1 to be.
I played a little bit of Half-Life 2. I didn't get to finish it because it was back in the day when you rented video games, when you could actually do that.
Oh my god.
I rented the orange box, and I remember playing a little bit of Half-Life 2. And it was actually a really fun game, but it was also like, fuck. I completely forgot how shooters used to be balls to the wall hard. If you go back and try and play a shooter from like the early 2000s or something like a lot older, you will get your ass ripped apart because of how babied we are in this generation when it comes to shooters. Like it's ridiculous. So I never finished it because of that, because it was just really fucking hard. But to be honest, like, I think at this point, even I do want to see Half-Life 3 just because that's a checklist of games that just, dream games that I know people would be super happy to see. Like, I'm not exactly super invested in like games like Shenmue or something like that, but I was really happy to see them get announced. You know what I mean? Like, it was nice to see that little check mark on the industry, kind of like, okay, finally Shenmue 3's coming out. So, I'm a little bit disappointed to hear this, but to be honest, I feel like Half-Life 3 might never come out. Like, it's one of those scenarios where it's like I don't think Valve knows what to do with Half-Life 3, even if they had the resources to make a Half-Life 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what would you do at this point? Like, it's been like almost decades.
Yeah, it's been a very, very long time, and at this point, like you wait so long, and then you get Star Wars Battlefront, right? So
Or Duke
it's
Nukem Forever.
or Duke Nukem Forever. So yeah, this is true. It's at this point, yeah, it's almost been 10 years. Half-Life Episode 2 came out in 2007, so
Yeah.
it's been well over 10 years since Half-Life 2, and almost 10 years since the episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like here's my thing. If Valve shouldn't make a new Half-Life because people want them to make a new Half-Life. That kind of goes without saying.
Yeah.
If Valve wake up tomorrow and they have all these creative ideas at the back of their mind, and they're like, okay, we have all these ideas for what we want to do with Half-Life, then go for it. Absolutely, absolutely go for it. But otherwise, there's no point in disappointing people in releasing a game that only serves to disappoint people after waiting so goddamn long.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should take their time. I'm not losing any sleep over Half-Life not being a thing, and Valve isn't either, because they've got Dota out there raking in the dough, and they've got Steam.
Like, they have Steam. Like, that's at the end of the day, like, it's not like, oh, we're, if Half-Life 3 doesn't come out, what's going to happen to Steam? What's going to happen to Valve? Like, they're going to just crash and go bankrupt, right? No, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, like, I'm sure if they do have the ideas to create the game and they actually want to make the game, it will come out. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, same here.
This is another thing where it's like, well, not really helping those guys who are still hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
But a little more hopeful news. Left 4 Dead 3, possibly rumored for 2017.
Yeah. So once again, this is also a rumor, because we're just there's really no news right now.
Yeah,
it's early January.
We're not gonna lie. January, not exactly the greatest month for high-profile holy shit news in the video game industry.
But this seems a lot less legit than the Assassin's Creed one, because first of all, the article didn't cite any sources. It just said, oh yes, so there's a rumor that Left 4 Dead 3 is coming in 2017. And then one other part of it that made me raise my eyebrows was that, oh yeah, this game is supposed to have a female lead. And I'm like, Left 4 Dead never had leads. It just had characters, and there have been female characters. Like, none of the 4 characters in Left 4 Dead 1 could have been referred to as the lead, and the same can be said for Left 4 Dead 2. So I definitely think that this is a load of hogwash. But with that said, I would love to see a new Left 4 Dead. I'm a big fan of asymmetric multiplayer.
Fair enough.
And I'm a big fan of cooperative multiplayer and a big fan of asymmetric multiplayer. So a game like Left 4 Dead 3 is right up my alley. That was one of the reasons why I was so excited for Evolve. The less said about that, the better. And but yeah. So hopefully there is some truth to this, but I seriously doubt it. But how do you feel about this?
Well, I've always had. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I've always had kind of mixed feelings about Left 4 Dead. Like, I always play I have friends that really love the game a lot, and they would play constantly. And I always kind of enjoyed it, but I always felt like I don't know. I always felt like, man, I wish that there was more weapons, or I wish that there was more stuff to do than just shoot zombies. I know that sounds really dumb, but it's just I don't know. I felt like I enjoyed it, but I never really was like blown away by it like some people were. But compared to Evolve, though, it's a fucking masterpiece. And I mean, you can clearly tell the difference in quality, mostly because like Evolve has like one mode, and at the very least, Left 4 Dead has like multiple different modes and game types. I think my favorite thing of Left 4 Dead was when there was a mode where you would switch between playing as the zombies and the humans. And I really liked that mode a lot because it was always great to like play as a hunter and just hide behind a corner, or play as like a tank near the end of the round and just knock people off the map. It was great stuff. So, but I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't really care if this wasn't true and they weren't making a Left 4 Dead 3 because like I'm fine with I don't think they need to make a Left 4 Dead 3. It's not like they have to make a Left 4 Dead 3 or else I'm gonna burn everything to the ground or something like that. Like I don't know. It would be kind of interesting, but I've never been that like really invested. Yeah, that would be the word. I don't know, but definitely interesting nonetheless. Even if it's true though, this is still kind of like might be happening, might not. Who knows?
Yeah.
But some more interesting news. Doom details got revealed. We've got a bunch of details.
Yeah.
So you want to take it away, Fawaz, and go through the list?
Okay. Okay, sure.
Or do you want me to do it? You lazy bastard. All right, fine. All right, so because Fawaz is lazy, plenty of exploring and finding secrets in the levels. So what they talked about in one of the interviews is that like the levels are there's lots of secrets in the levels. There's it's not just linear corridors. This isn't like Call of Duty or anything like that. You're gonna be able to find different ways to traverse the maps and whatnot. So I find that really cool. I liked when they were talking about how one of the guys who played it, he had to like jump on top of boxes to find like a hidden gun. Like I thought that was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear more from that. And also being able to play as demons. Like, I was just talking about how I love playing as the zombies in Left 4 Dead. I'd love to see us playing as demons in the multiplayer would be like, oh, that would be so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like just playing as just like some of the giant hulking demons and stuff like that, I think would be a lot of fun. I don't know much about. I didn't read that much about it, but I guess there's a new mode. It's like a last man standing mode.
Oh yeah, that sounded really, really cool. So it's pretty much like your standard, like Gears of War. Your standard execution mode. You start off. I don't know what the numbers are. Let's say 5v5. You start off 5v5, and then when you die, there's no respawns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you die, you're out of the game until the next round, and then it's last man standing. I love those modes because they allow for some really, really, really tense moments. Like you're down 3-1, and you pull off a crazy comeback So I love stuff like that. Overall, the game is sounding really, really cool. One thing that they've hammered. That they've hammered home consistently is the fact that this plays nothing like a modern FPS. There's no sprint button. You're always sprinting. There's no regenerating health. It's very, very fast paced. Like you said, it's very exploration heavy. There's no reloading. Like that is something that's actually going to take some getting used to.
Wait, what? How is there no reloading?
It's like in the original Doom. You just have your clip. You have a full clip. Say you have a minigun with.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's like you can't preload. Like you can't like just you've got like you have 100 bullet magazine. You shoot 50 bullets and you can't just hit a reload button and go back to 100 bullets.
No, like you have a minigun with 100 bullets. Period. Right? That's it.
Oh, you just literally just drop weapons and shit.
No. Oh my god.
I'm so confused.
Okay, so So yeah, let's stick with the minigun example. You pick up the minigun and it has 100 bullets on it, right?
Okay.
You fire it, and when you get to 0, that's it. The minigun is empty until you pick up more ammo. If you pick up more ammo, it goes. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You can't actually like shoot, empty your clip, reload. There's none of that. None of that in Doom. So it's going to be it's going to be a very different take on first-person shooters than what we're used to. And, it's funny because it's minor things here and there, but all these things add up, like the no regenerating health, the no sprint button, the fact that you're constantly sprinting. It's got a double jump, but, I mean, everything has a double jump now, or a jetpack of some sort. Yeah. And then the reloading, like, I can't stress this one enough. Like, look how hard it was for me to even explain the idea.
Yeah. It's going to be freaking nuts for some people going like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like a lot of people are going to hate this game. At the very least, during that first week, I know for a fact the internet is going to be full of people complaining about this game because it's just it's going to be so far removed from what we're all used to. But overall, I'm loving what I'm hearing about it so far. They're playing it really close to the chest. They really haven't shown a lot of footage of the game, and we still have no idea when it's coming out. Yeah, they said early 2016, but early 2016 can be anything from February to July. So it's really hard to tell. But overall, I like what I've heard. I love the map, the what was it called again?
Snap map.
Stat map. Thank you.
Yes, I really like that because I specifically liked how they were talking about how like you can change the health of enemies. You can move spawns. You can have like. When this enemy dies, like 3 different more enemies spawn, and you can kind of really connect certain events to all trigger at once. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was actually a really interesting way to do it. And also I like the idea of how you can switch AI to different teams and whatnot, so you can have like demons fighting other demons and shit like that. So that would make for some really chaotic fights.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I think it's overall this game is looking pretty solid and different. I like that it's looking different from a lot of the shooters I've seen. But it's like I said, like it'll be interesting when this game comes out and then we can get our hands on it. You know what I mean? Like just see how it plays and whatnot. But I definitely want to see more of those awesome like kill animations. Like,
the kill animations are crazy. I hope they have them in multiplayer too, so you can
more of that.
Add a little sauce to your
add a little special sauce. All right, so moving on from that, we got Battleborn news. We got Trevor Galt announced. Okay, but before we even get into this, this was like a trailer specifically for Trevor Galt, like a singular character, like
there's actually 2 of them. There's Galt and Deande.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, more than one, but at least 2 characters, right?
Yeah.
It's a trailer for 2 characters, and for me, I feel why haven't we seen this for the other characters? Like, I don't understand why they okay. I'm glad that they did this now, but why haven't we seen that for the other characters? Because it would be nice for us to be able to know how the characters function and work in some capacity.
Yeah. Preaching to the choir, bro. Yeah, I don't think they even made. The funny thing about your statement is that they didn't even make a trailer for Galt. Yeah. There's a gameplay video that was posted on IGN, which was I think the one which was the link that I sent to you. And that was it. If there is a special abilities trailer for Galt and for Deande, I haven't found them yet. I found 2, but they were fan made.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a pity. It's a pity. I mean, this is something I've gone into in depth on.
Yeah, we've already talked about this so many different times. It's just it's so baffling at this point.
Yeah. For example, Galt. I'm speaking. Okay, before we go too far off off topic. The actual characters themselves look cool. Galt looks Galt's I don't know what kind of character he is. Seems like a damage dealer. He's got a chain and a shotgun, so he can like grapple hook people in and shoot them up close. And if that's sounding very, very familiar right now, it's because there's a
It's like we're not trying to do this. Every week we say, no, we're not trying to compare Battleborn to Overwatch, but it's trying so hard. It's too easy. It's way too easy.
Here's the sad part, though, is that Galt was was revealed before Roadhog, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't revealed before Roadhog, but you can find footage of him in trailers long before Roadhog ever got announced. Galt is in the Gamescom trailer, which was revealed in August. There's footage of him in the Gamescom trailer. There's probably footage of him in the E3 trailer, if I really search it. So, like, we've known of Galt for a very long time. But then, because, Blizzard, on one hand, first of all, Overwatch is really, really popular. Battleborn is not. Well, Overwatch is more popular than Battleborn.
Yeah,
so people see Galt and they're like, oh my god, these guys are ripping off Blizzard, when in reality, no one's ripping off anyone here. But in reality, it's more likely...
I feel like it was like, I see exactly what you're saying. Since naturally both developers came to the conclusion, it would be cool if we had a character with a hook who could also like hook people up, bring them closer, and then shotgun them to death. They both had the same idea and went, okay, that's cool, let's put it in the game. It's just really, you start to scratch your head when it's like, when both games are coming out so close to each other.
Honestly, it is ridiculous how similar these games are. It's absolutely ridiculous how similar a lot of these heroes are. I don't even know what to say. In another little bit of news, and this is very minor. The Battleborn team said that they're working hard on fixing the tanks, because from the technical test, at this point I don't even care. From the time I spent playing the technical test,
fair enough.
The tanks sucked, like absolutely sucked. No one ever picked them, and the few idiots that did realized why no one ever picked them. The two main issues with tanks was that one, they did not do a good job of mitigating damage very well, and two, and this was the big one, they did not do a good job of, because a tank's job is to draw all the damage to protect their teammates, right?
Right.
The tanks in this game just did not do that. The tanks were just big units with a lot of health, and did not as much damage and were very slow. That was it. They didn't, so there was no point. They did not do their jobs very well. You look at Overwatch, because whatever, let's just compare.
Yeah, might as well at this point.
Might as well at this point. You look at Reinhardt, right? Reinhardt is the perfect tank in an FPS. Because of his shield, right? You're going through a choke point, and you get Reinhardt. He sits in front with the shield, and then you have your damage dealers behind him. You have your snipers and all that stuff.
Well,
and they shoot
not even just his shield, but also his pinning move as well.
Yeah. So exactly, you have an enemy who's raining down damage on your teammates, and then he can pin them. Or you look at what's his name, Roadhog, the aforementioned Roadhog. He's less of a traditional tank, but he can also say what's her name, the Egyptian chick. She goes up in the air and she starts raining down justice on your teammates. You grappling hook her, pull her down, and give her a taste of your shotgun up close. Then you look at oh my god, I always forget her name, Zarya. Zarya. She can project shields onto her teammates. So that speaks for itself right there. So all these tanks have ways of mitigating damage. They have their own unique way of protecting their teammates, whether it be drawing the attention to themselves, or just straight up protecting them with shields and stuff like that. The tanks in Battleborn don't at the moment. That's one of the bigger issues with the game, in my opinion. And it's probably not even just the tanks. the other classes the other classes just don't like. I watch a game of Overwatch, and the okay, I guess the healers aren't very good. Miko,
Mm-hmm.
the big mushroom, is the only good healer in my opinion. I played, what's her name, Ambra, and she personally, maybe I just suck with her, and also that's one thing that you have to factor in. That some characters require more time
Yeah, yeah,
to get good
exactly.
with than others. So some of them might be good at what they do, and we just haven't tapped into that potential
Yeah.
yet. But
I have the same problem with League, in which like I'll think, oh, this character has a really cool like move list, and oh, I think this would be a great character, but then I play it and I can't handle the mechanics. I can't utilize the moves to help my team as often as I'd want, and it just becomes kind of like I can't do this. But I see exactly what you mean though.
yeah. Oh my God! I just realized something. We
What?
haven't even spoken about the other. We haven't really spoken about the characters that were revealed yet.
You know. Well, I mean, at this point, like, we got Trevor Galt and we got the other character. I mean, here's the thing. Like, as far as I know, it's kind of ironic. Like, well, I use this as a jumping point into a different discussion, which is that's the Game Smash special right there. We'll start with a topic and then we'll go in a completely different direction, and then we'll go, what was the original thing? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's.
Oh my God!
But honestly, like even with these new characters, like I still feel like the game it's still like lacking something. I don't know what it is. I just feel I don't know. I think the only thing that I feel is a little bit better that this game has over Overwatch is that I feel like there's more modes and there's more stuff to do in this, even though the stuff to do is a little less interesting than it is in Overwatch.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that I feel it still has. It very clearly, I still feel like there's way more content in this game than there will be in Overwatch. I just feel like the stuff in Overwatch will be just higher quality. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
but
kind of
yeah,
disagree
yeah,
with that. So yeah, whatever. Moving
yeah,
on.
whatever. Moving on. But some more interesting news. Twilight Princess HD. So this was for the Wii U. Just a bunch of news came out. So they talked about some of the alterations that they're making to the game. Because they are changing stuff from the original, interestingly enough. One of the things that they were doing is that they were talking about how one of the parts to Twilight Princess that was a little bit rough was there was a section in the game in which you had to go and find tiers, like they're all hidden on a map, right? You
Okay.
have to go and collect them all. Very classic, like a collectathon. Well, they were very hard to find, and there was a lot of them, so they reduced the number that you actually need to find, which I also
Okay.
I like. Like I like that because some of them were just like some of them were kind of like, oh, you actually have to do something cool to get this one, but some of them were just like hidden in really odd spots.
Uh,
So I like that. They're also, this is another thing that Zelda is really freaking known for, but I'm glad that they're doing this. Is that they are giving you the ability to find a wallet that increases your ruby count from 1,000 to 2,000.
okay.
Because in the game you can only hold up to like 300 rubies in the beginning, right? So you're gonna reach a point where it's like you're if you want to save up rubies, you literally can't. Like you can't do that. You save up to 300 and that's it. And there's a particular quest that was really annoying because you had to give a person, I think, 5,000 rubies, and you literally would have to go because the maximum that you could get was about 1,000. So you would literally have to go and drop off 1,000 rubies and then fill up and drop off 1,000 rubies. You know what I mean? Like it was a little bit annoying in that respect. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're doing this. The other cool thing is that they're adding a new mode in which you can choose to play the game in like a hero mode or like it's a challenge mode basically. It's a harder difficulty in which enemies do a lot more damage. Overall, they take a little more hits, so the game becomes a little bit more of a challenge overall. And I was really excited to hear this because as someone who's beaten the game, 3 times, I'm glad to see that I'll be able to I'll be when I play because I am buying this. I am going to be picking this up. Like I full on decided, fuck it, I need to know. So I'm glad to see that I'll be able to play this in a slightly different way than my other playthroughs have. A little more of a challenge. The amiibo support was interesting. Some of it is a little bit disappointing because now some of this isn't like super confirmed yet, but
Okay.
from what people have been talking about is that the other amiibos like the Zelda, the Link, the Toon Link amiibos, when you use them, what they do is that they'll give you a replenishment of items in the game. So you use the Zelda amiibo, it will replenish your hearts. So it's like a free heal that you can use once.
Okay.
And like the Toon Link one might be like an increase in bombs, or the Link one might be an increase in arrows that you might get. So it's like I could see how if you're playing on super duper hard mode, having the ability to just grab your amiibo off the shelf and just slam it on your controller and be like, okay, good stuff, would be very useful. But right now, it seems like the most useful one is going to be the one that's packaged with the game, which is the Midna amiibo, because it
Midna.
actually unlocks. There we go. It comes back to Midna. It actually unlocks a new dungeon, like an actual new level that they're adding to the game. Now, not a lot of people know anything about this level. Like, I don't know if it's going to be particularly good. But it's interesting nonetheless that they're adding a new like little section for you to play in. So overall, I'm pretty glad. I was hoping that you could unlock costumes in this game because I feel like that would have been a really, really cool feature to have. It probably would have been really difficult to implement, which is a shame, but oh well. But yeah, I would have loved to like get Link to dress up in like a really dumb like Zelda costume or something like that. I would have found that really, really fun. But overall, pretty good stuff. We'll just have to see when the game comes out.
Okay.
And then next, Odin Sphere getting its official release date coming June 7th, 2016.
Yeah, good stuff. Because summertime is usually dead. There's not a whole lot of releases coming in the summer. So, although Atlas have already stated that Persona 5 is supposed to come.
Yeah. So it's going to be a busy summer for Atlas.
Yeah, but then summer is also a broad term, right? This is coming early June. Late August is also technically summer. So. Yeah, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. June 7th is a little later than I was hoping for this to come stateside, but at least we have a stateside release date.
Yeah.
Game looks cool. The re-release is going to have a couple of new modes. It's going to have a new difficulty mode because I guess that's the thing. It's also going to have a boss rush mode, which is always nice. And let me see. Did I miss anything? No. That's the main thing. Overall, yeah, I'm really excited for this game. I've never actually played it before. I didn't play the original when it came out on the PS2. It came out at like a weird time for me. So I never even heard of it, to be completely honest. Yeah. But I liked Dragon's Crown. But this looks nothing like Dragon's Crown. So that's a terrible terrible analogy right there.
I am really interested in the art style overall.
The art style is amazing.
That's the Vanillaware special.
The Vanillaware special. Except the women in this have more realistic proportions.
Yeah, so like in some ways I like that.
But yeah, overall, I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to now that we have a North American release date, because so far all the promotion has obviously been focused towards the Japanese because the game is coming out in I think February in Japan. So now that we finally have a North American release date, hopefully we can start getting some English promotion because every trailer of the game right now is in Japanese. Actually, it's coming out January 14th. So today, whoa!
Yay, there we go.
It's coming out today in Japan. There you go. There's that journalism.
Let's timestamp this podcast. But overall, I'm excited. Just glad to see. Yeah, summer's going to be busy for me because I'm going to be playing Odin Sphere and a shit ton of Persona. Oh boy. But before we wrap things up, we got our question of the day from Jay Streets. Jay Streets asks, what TV or movie would you want to see as a video game? This is good question. Good question. It's difficult because it's like usually it's the reverse. Like There's a lot of video games
yeah,
that I would love to see as a movie, but done well. I have one that's a little bit off the beaten path. There's this really famous action movies called The Raid and The Raid 2. I would love to see a character action game of that. I feel like that would be like a lot of fun. But if it was done well, like if like Platinum did it or something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really nice choice. Yeah, thinking about it now,
it makes sense, especially like the Raid 1. Just not don't mean to cut you off like that, but just like the Raid 1 literally kind of feels like a video game because they're climbing up this tower like level by level, and there's a boss at the very top. So I feel like it would translate to video game form relatively easily.
Yeah. I mean, it's you'd have your gun. I mean, thinking about it, it would be kind of similar to what's this thing called Sleeping Dogs. Minus all the open world nature, because you'd have your gunplay and then you'd have your martial arts. But yeah, it would be a lot of fun. The gun, because if they one sec, pause, calm down.
Okay.
Taking out the open world aspects would allow the developer to really tighten up the shooting mechanics and the hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, for sure. That's actually a really, really nice choice. For me. Oh, sorry, were you done, by the way?
No, I'm done, yeah.
Okay. For me, it would be, and this is kind of cheating, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
It would be the Constantine TV series that was on NBC.
Oh, okay. No, I can see that.
I think I complained about this when, what are they called, announced that they were making a Batman game, and I would absolutely love to see a Constantine video game, something by like Telltales or something like that, a more story driven, because Constantine is not your average superhero. He's more about outsmarting people than
is he kind of like an anti-hero in some ways? Like
he's kind of he does stuff for the greater good, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So he does some things that make you turn your head, and he's just an asshole. He's really charming. That's kind of contradicting. He's kind
of an asshole, but he's really charming.
Yeah. It's funny that I'm saying this because, like I said, I'm cheating with this because I didn't really watch the Constantine TV show, so I'm basing most of this off the comic books that I've read.
Yeah,
but whatever.
But still, like a media,
Yeah. The comic book is really funny. He's so funny in the comic book, and Yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll just tell the story real quick. Real quick, Tanner.
Yeah.
So there's just one moment in the comic where there's this character called Deadman. He can enter other people's bodies, right? And he can make them do what he wants them to do.
Right, okay.
So Constantine is about to do something asshole-ish, and then Deadman tries to stop him. So he hops into Constantine's body, and then he immediately hops back out, and he's like coughing and stuff like that.
Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, Constantine just shrugs, man, because his soul is so tainted that a dead man couldn't.
That's actually really good.
Couldn't exist in his body, but yeah, I think Constantine would make for an amazing Telltale's game, but unfortunately, he just doesn't have the draw of like a Batman, so probably we're never gonna see it. But yeah, Constantine for me.
You never know, if they could do something like Wolf Among Us, you never know what might be.
You know what? That's a very good call.
Because I had never even heard of Wolf Among Us, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I played it, and I was like, oh wow, okay, this is a really interesting universe. So
yeah, I feel you.
Exactly. But yeah, no, good stuff. Keep it up, J Streets. I'm gonna make sure that I try and get my friend Alex on the next podcast. So say if you got a question, we'll get one nice and ready for him. I'm excited. But good question, J Streets. Good job. But with that, we're going to have to wrap things up, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you leave a comment in the comment section, we'll make sure to answer it in the next podcast. And as always, this was William Liberty and...
Fawaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.